Excuse me. Just when I'm getting ready to talk, I got a burp. Hello, everybody. Remember me? Good Lord, it's been a long time. I guess I need to explain why I haven't uploaded for a month. I have a sickness that I've been dealing with for a couple of years, and if you notice in some of my past videos, I just don't seem to be looking too well. Don't have a lot of energy because get this now, the medication that is supposed to help me with my sickness, the side effects are identical to the sickness. So people would ask me, how you doing? And I'd say, well, either I'm having a bad day or my medicine's working really good. So the good news is, as you can tell, I got a lot more energy. The good news is the doctor has taken me off 2 of my medications, which means I'm getting better. And I'm not going to tell you what the sickness is. It's somewhat life-threatening, but it can be manageable and it can be taken care of. And I'm doing my best, and so I'm feeling a lot better. And I miss each and every one of you. And looking forward to getting back in the saddle again. First of all, let me have a little sip here. Stay thirsty. Oh, nope. I better not say it. Could be a copyright violation. First thing I'm going to do is talk about what I like to talk about, and that's art and lunch. I was eating lunch in the car, listening to the radio, and I think it was, I don't know if you guys have a place in where you live called Dog and Shake, but they make the best hot dogs. And I got a chili dog, cherry limeade, and something called 50-50. Basically, that's it's onion rings and French fries, 50-50. So that's probably my favorite snack, and it's so good for my heart. I was listening to the radio, and Styx came on, Come Sail Away. So I finished wiping my greasy fingers off of my shirt, and I decided to draw one of my favorite Styx album covers. And this one right here is what came to mind. Y'all recognize that. This is my reimagining of the Men of Miracles album cover. Put my own little spin on it. So I hope you enjoy that. And let's move on to some vinyl. Now, one thing I've done before is I've shown a record and some of my past uploads, and I would say, I haven't listened to this one yet, but if I ever do, I'm going to let you know if it's any good. Well, I decided to keep my word on one of these. From Germany, by the way, hallo, willkommen, ich bin Gavin, wie geht es Ihnen? In honor of all my German friends out there. This group is called Wumpscut, and this is called Blut Spuker Tavern. Now, when I first got this, I said this has got to be death metal, thrash metal, at least black metal, just based upon the artwork. But guess what? It's electronica. I did not see that coming. Some of the songs are very catchy and whimsical. Some of them are dark and disturbing. And for the most part, they're sang in German, which is my second language. So I just love being able to hear that. And so I kept my promise. I listened to a record, and I shared it with you. I highly recommend you listen to this group. I don't know much about them, but I'm going to. And it comes in this beautiful, what's that? Crimson, damask, incarnadine, vermilion, red. I don't know. Those, by the way, are actual colors that I named. But that's a great looking disc. All right, let me get this stuff out of the way. All right. Okay. This section is something I like to call near and dear, because these are records that are near and dear to me. In 1990, we had a release of one of my favorite groups, a great album. This is Slaughter's Stick It Live. Stick It Live. I'm trying to get rid of that glare. This one's still in the shrink wrap. I'm not going to open it. It's just too collectible. I will be framing it, and hopefully I will come across a copy of this on vinyl. But for all you Slaughter fans out there, this is a must-have. And check it out. Old Game of Thrones is getting ready to throw knives at this young lady. Let's see how that turns out. 1991. Okay, she's safe. There she is. Now, I've showed this before. Slaughter. Uh, yeah, I showed this. I'm sorry, I just got the giggles for some reason. But it was framed because it was in the shrink. This copy I got from Brazil. It's open. So I have been dropping the needle on this, and it sounds really good. So I finally have a copy that I can play. If you have not listened to Slaughter, that glare is about ready to drive me nuts. To start with this one, it's a really good album. I made a recent discovery. I kind of stopped listening to new release music back in 1993. I just kind of felt that music had ran its course as far as according to my taste. But I have discovered a group called Baroness. They're from Savannah, Georgia, and I kind of like their stuff. So I went on a shopping spree and picked up some of their records. To me, they kind of sound like Weezer, but heavier. Some liken them to The Muse or Mastodon. You would categorize this as metal, but I think it's kind of leaning towards the stoner metal side. This album here, I haven't had a chance to listen to yet, but it's called Morning Star. And it comes in a beautiful vinyl. Just a beautiful. I don't even want to play it. It's so pretty. I'm afraid that Diamond Needle's going to destroy it. Then I picked up another one of theirs, and this one is called Try to Disappear. And I just started listening to this one and got interrupted. I think the vinyl is pretty much the same as the one I showed you. So, but this is the one I started out with, 2-record set called Yellow and Green. I think that's what it is. Yeah, Yellow and Green. And really, really enjoy listening to this group. I'm not one of those kind of people who does a lot of research and to tell you what year something came out and who served coffee during the recording sessions and stuff like that. Some of you like to. But once I get to like a group and know them better, I do a lot of research, and I would be glad to share that with you. But right now, I'm just trying to get through. I got so many albums to show. I'll be old and dead before I'm done. Okay, now, here's something else I'm doing different. Some time ago, I think my last upload, I showed an album a box set that a lot of people commented on and said they'd like to get to know more about this. And I'm going to resurrect this one here. This is the Marvin Gaye box set. I believe it's only available on CD or cassette. I have the CDs in the other room. This is the cassette. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this and what makes this such a wonderful collection. Disc 1, or cassette 1, is his greatest hits, starting with Hitchhike, going all the way to Sexual Healing. And they pretty much did not leave a stone unturned. All of his good stuff is there. Disc number 2, or cassette number 2, is duets. He mostly did duets with Tammy Terrell, I think that's how you say her name, and he also did duets with Diana Ross. And these are all present, pretty much, no stone left unturned. Disc number 3, cassette number 3, it's called Rarities and Live Performances, and I think that's just a wonderful collection of that. But disc 4, cassette number 4, is the one that really took me by surprise. It's called The Balladeer. And a lot of you may not know this, but Marvin Gaye sang a lot of standards, and just up to par with people like Tony Bennett and Frank Sinatra. And he sings a couple of Broadway show tunes on this, like, for example, I've Grown Accustomed to Her Face from My Fair Lady. He sings Too Young. Let's see what else. Mac the Knife. I mean, come on, Marvin Gaye singing the Punic Opera, or the Penny Opera, Mac the Knife. I think that was written by Bertolt Brecht. So I get that. It's just a fantastic box set. I hope it's made available on vinyl someday. I'm not sure. Maybe it was. I just don't know. Here we got the iconic RCA Victor 1952 Elvis Presley. I've been after this album for years, and I finally have it. And next to the Sun Sessions, this is probably one of his greatest albums. And for my boy Brett, the vinyl victim, I do have the rainbow you were thinking of. Sometime back, I showed Neil Diamond's Rainbow. I'm sure his heart leapt with joy for about 5 seconds until he realized it was Richie Blackmore. And this is a really, really good record. I think it came out in 1982. The lead singer is none other than, who was it? Joe Lynn Turner, of course. And I think it's produced by Glover. This one here is called Straight Between the Eyes. Fantastic, fantastic record. Also, Brett, if you're watching, he's a big Saxon fan. Who is it, of course? I just recently got the 12-inch disc. And this is for, this includes the extended version and the 7-inch single to the song Back on the Streets. And this is from the album Innocence is No Excuse. And I think that came out in like the 80s. It was tough as heck to get this record. It arrived in the mail a little wet. And I don't know how it got wet, but it didn't cause any damage. And it doesn't smell like urine, so I think we're okay. But, you know, if you guys, any of you out there have not listened to Saxon, stop what you're doing right now and check them out. This next section is something I'm going to call Be Careful What You Wish For. On my last upload, or the one before that, I came across some Johnny Winters that I had never seen, and I was so glad. And I said that one of my goals is to get as much Johnny and Edgar Winter as possible. I went back to the record store where I got this, and there was some Johnny and Edgar Winter albums. I picked up four of them, and I'm going to go back and pick up the rest. But this beauty here, this is Johnny Winter and. I'm not going to say much about these records because this is a recent purchase that I haven't listened to yet. And here we have Johnny Winter Still Alive and Well. And I have a Rillos after this one. I've been a bit stop falling over there. Stay right there. Don't go. Bad records. Sorry about that. Whenever I get angry, I get the British accent. I don't know why that happens. Second Winter was always one of my favorite Johnny Winter albums, and then it's now got a companion on my shelf. The First Winter. Man, I was so excited to get this one. We'll be listening to this very shortly. And we have another one I'm excited about, Johnny and Edgar Winter together. Yeah, jealous? Yeah? No? Okay. So, like I say, sometimes you just wish for something and it happens. I wish I would buy the winning lottery ticket tomorrow. So if you never see me again, I got rich and I moved away. Just a real quick one. This is UFO's Force It. Another record I enjoy. This is the lame American cover where you can't see the couple getting it on. So I need to find that one, but it's not too bad for a UFO album. I kind of enjoy it. All right. Now I'm going to talk to you about Blind Buys. Now I wish I could show you the vinyl, but neither one of these are on vinyl. So here's the CD. From 2010, we have the local Skank. Okay, this is called Collect All Five. This is a girl band, with the exception of a male who's a drummer. We have a guitarist, bass player, and a trumpet and a trombone. Now, when I say trombone, are you thinking what I'm thinking? That's right, ska. This is a great ska / punk / rock album. Very humorous, very delightful. All the young ladies, I think everybody sings on this, but the lead vocalist has a very sweet, beautiful voice, but not coyfully sweet. Just really nice. They're from New Orleans. And I'm late to the party because this came out in 2010, and here I'm just now discovering it. But occasionally, I have a really good sixth sense about blind buys. I pick up stuff and I feel the aura, and it's like, yeah, this is going to be a good one. Okay, if you don't like dance music or electronica, just leave the room because I kind of do. It's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. And of course, being a Gavin T upload, I couldn't resist not showing this girl skimpily. I mix scantily with skimpy. Scantily dressed young lady. This is a perfect day for Honey Manning. This is, like I said, dance, electronica, J-pop, what you will. I like her voice. The music is fun. If you just want to relax and just forget about your problems, you put her on. For the longest time, this was only available on cdbaby.com, but I think now you can get it at Amazon. And I wanted to show you one last purchase, actually two. Okay, you know how much I like the Runaways. I just discovered this solo album by Cherie Currie, which I've never heard before, haven't listened to yet, but I'm going to pop that in. I did order a copy on vinyl, but it's an eBay auction, so I hope I win. It's a French import. And you would never guess this, but you know I like jazz, you know I like psych, you know I like country, old-timey country, you know I like classic rock. But you're never going to guess what my probably favorite genre of music is. It's goth. Yep. That glare is going to drive me crazy. It's goth. My goth is kind of like my favorite, dark ambient, stuff like that. I don't have much on vinyl because when I was starting to listen to this type of music, it was only available on CD or cassette. Now I'm going to try to collect all these. And when I bought it, I got it from somebody in Germany. I noticed on the cover, it said volume 65. I'm going to be old and broke and poor, but I'm going to get them all. And one of these days I will do an upload where I will show some of my goth music. And one last thing, I did pick up some cassettes. And there was got Slaughters. There we go. Stick It To You. So now my Slaughter family is complete as far as that album goes. I have Hole, Celebrity Skin, featuring Courtney Love, of course, the widow of Kurt Cobain. Haven't heard much from her or from the group in quite a while. One of my favorite John Cougar Mellencamp albums, The Lonesome Jubilee, on cassette. Another great group, College Rock, REM, can't beat them. Amazing group. If you're not familiar with REM, I suggest an album called Murmur. It has some good REM 101. Great album, probably one of the greatest albums ever. And of course, I have the vinyl now. I have the cassette. This is White Lions game, a big game. So just like Slaughter's Stick It To You, I now have the complete family for this out. I have it on cassette, vinyl, and now CD. So there you go. Okay, kind of rambled a little bit. It's like I said, I've got to get back in the saddle because I haven't done an upload in a while. I'm a little nervous. I'm not drunk enough. But the good news is I'm feeling better. Okay, like I say, what I usually say, I love you all, but I'm going to say it in German. Ich liebe es in, excuse me. Ich liebe alles. Ich liebe sie alles. God, I just farted out of my brain. Appreciate you coming by. The next one coming up will be jazz. By the way, I had to get a new computer, and I have a new camera on the way, so things are kind of looking up for me. And I hope everything's looking up for you as well. Thanks for putting up with me. Take care.